Hello, this is Mrs. Force. I'm a U.S. history teacher and I'm going to be reading your Week 5 quiz for you. Remember that you can pause this video at any time to be able to answer questions, look up information, and come back. If you have questions, make sure that you're reaching out to your particular U.S. history teacher. Question number 1. Which of the following is not a strategy by which women's suffrage movements tried to obtain the right to vote? Agree to limit women's employment opportunities in exchange for suffrage. Gain voting rights at the state level first, then move on to federal rights. Bar men from membership in their organization and gain immediate women's suffrage on the federal level. Utilize radical nonviolent tactics such as hunger strikes and protests. Again, which is not a strategy that the women's suffrage movements used to obtain the right to vote. Question 2. Here is the map of state-by-state women's suffrage before the 19th Amendment. And the question is, in which region of the country did the women's suffrage movement achieve its earliest victories? The South, the East, the West, or the North? Question number 3 is a fill in the blank. Once it was signed into law by President Wilson, the blank amendment gave women the right to vote. Type in the number of the amendment. Question 4. Which of the following was a reason some Americans were in support of American imperialism? Immigration needed to be restricted. The U.S. needed to maintain their isolation from other countries. The U.S. had a need for more natural resources and new markets to sell goods. The U.S. should not expand beyond its current borders. Question number 5 asks you to identify one true argument against American imperialism. The United States had sufficient sources of raw materials, so there was no need for imperialism. Social Darwinism meant that since the United States was superior, it should help weaker nations. The U.S. Army was too small to be effective overseas. Imperialism goes against classic American principles and violated the Constitution. Again, which of these is a true argument against American imperialism? Question number 6. All of the following were at one time U.S. territories except Puerto Rico, Hawaii, New Guinea, or the Philippines. Number 7. Which of the following did not lead to the start of the Spanish-American War? Yellow journalism, explosion of the U.S. battleship Maine, desire of the U.S. to protect its investments in Cuba, or Spain invaded U.S. territory. Question number 8. Select the 3 options below that were included in the terms of the Treaty of Paris, which ended the Spanish-American War. Cuba remained a territory of Spain. Puerto Rico and Guam became a U.S. territory. Cuba became a territory of the United States. Cuba gained its independence from Spain. America bought the Philippines from Spain for $20 million. When you are all finished and you have check marks in all of these spaces that you've answered each one. Make sure you submit your quiz and check your gradebook that the answer or that the grade was recorded. If you have any questions or need any help, make sure that you're reaching out to your U.S. history teacher. And good luck!